Welcome to a brand new season of the Rotary Review, the 30-minute magazine show that features Metro State sports and highlights from the past month. I'm Myles Potter. Alongside is Davy Burke. But before we get you caught up on all fall sports, let's bring in Lennox Williams to get you caught up on all Metro State news. Lennox?
Thanks, guys. I'm glad to be a part of a great show. And I can't wait to see what our fall team got in store to compete against the nation. As the guys say, I'm Lennox Williams, and I'm here to catch you up on the Roadrunners news. We'll start with a recent addition to our athletic family, and that's former Nuggets athletic trainer Jim Gillin. Gillin was hired this past July and will take over as the Associate Athletic Director for the facility and community engagement position. Gillin spent the past 23 years with the Denver Nuggets and will help organize events at the brand new Regency Athletic Complex and will oversee our athletic training department. Welcome to the team, Jim. And now to some cross-country news. As the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference came out with a preseason poll in late August. Our men's team is picked to finish fourth in the RMAC poll behind defending champion Adams State, Western State, and Colorado School of Mine. The women's was slated to finish third in the conference and sports all RMAC selection in Janae Links and Brianna Hemming. Make sure to check out GoMetroState.com for updates and cross-country action all season long. Now back to you guys. And how good is that women's soccer team going to be this year?
Thanks, Lennox. Yeah, the women's soccer team should be pretty good this year, coming in at 16th, and we're going to take an in-depth look of what makes these guys tick.
That's right, Myles. The team is led by head coach Adrienne Peets, entering her 7th year here at Metro, and she's going to have a batch of talent athletes on the pitch this year.
Loose ball deflected off and in the goal. Now it's 2-0. I believe that was Abby Rolfe, her second goal of the game.
Abby Rolfe is one of the 15 upperclassmen on this team that looks to have the experience to carry this team to the next level.
It's going to help a ton. I think it helps us also, kind of take the freshmen in, and we have a lot of players that can show them what we're about, show them our tradition, and it's really exciting.
I just think we're all so used to playing with each other. We have a lot of team chemistry, and I think that will play over into our games and how we perform.
You know, these girls came in fit. They set the tone right away. You know, they're eager, and I think for the younger girls, they're just following their lead.
3 of the seniors of the three-headed monsters are Brandy Farley, Abby Rolfe, and Carissa Price, who combined for a total of 67 points last year. All 3 of these players are named to the all-preseason team and are going to be tough to handle for any opposing defenses.
You know, those players, obviously all 3 seniors, and have had very good seasons in the past. Other teams can't just kind of try to shut down one of them. They got to shut down all 3 of them.
This team is picked to finish second in the RMAC behind Colorado School of Mines, but Metro is looking at the season in a whole new light, breaking it down into 4 phases.
First phase is going to be our regional games. Second phase is conference. Third phase is RMAC. Fourth phase is NCAA. So right now I just want to get to the regional games, but once we get to that phase, I'm pretty sure we're going to dominate there too.
After making it to the Sweet 16 the last 2 years, you'd think this team would be satisfied. But here at Metro State, the standard of excellence is much higher.
You know, it's tradition for us. There's a set of expectations that, we're going to do everything in our power to get there.
We have such a long history of making the tournament, and that tradition, we take a lot of pride in that here, so it's not as much a goal as an expectation for us.
It's what matters. I mean, at the end of the day, I think I've said it before, it doesn't matter if you win conference. We want to go all the way. That's why we have 2 national championships. We want another one.
I mean, when you come in at competitive soccer, you're always like, I want to go to college soccer, and you go watch on TV and it's NCAA tournament. And that's something that you look forward to as an 11-year-old girl. And so now that I got here to be able to be a part of that, it's amazing. Because there's posters everywhere, there's people everywhere. It's such a great feeling.
After making it to the Sweet 16 the last 2 years, this team definitely wants to go further this year.
Yeah, the team's been in the NCAA tournament 12 years in a row. They're looking to go 13, and they surely have the firepower to go even further than they have been.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at the numbers game, a new segment here on the Roadrunner Review. We'll dig deep into some numbers that we think will make a huge difference in 2014. We mentioned the three-headed monster of Carissa Price, Brandy Farley, and Abby Rolfe. And opposing defense have to cringe at the sight of these three coming at them this season. Last year, they combined to play for a total of 4,491 minutes, scored 25 goals, assisted on 17 goals, and combined for a total of 67 points scored, collectively putting 76 shots on goal and scoring the game-winning goal 8 times between them. Well, Davey, I would hate to be the goalkeeper in the RMAC that has to face these three strikers at any moment.
Yeah, I know they're putting lights on the new athletic field, but those are going to be lighting it up. There's going to be no use for those lights later this year.
Absolutely, and one of those three-headed monsters, Abby Rolfe, who had a breakout season in 2013. And in 2014, the conference took notice, naming her preseason player of the year.
Yeah, Abby Rolfe, Myles, is such a talented player, and we feature her this month on our Player Spotlight segment. For those Roadrunner Review fans, you may remember that Rolfe was a guest on our show last year, so she must be pretty good. The Golden Native earned All-American honors last season after scoring 8 goals, assisting on 10 others, recording 26 points, which was good enough for second in the RMAC. The senior midfielder was also clutch for the Red and Blue, scoring 5 game-winning goals in 2013 and was 3 for 3 in the PK department. And with all that talent around her, her points should skyrocket in 2014. So don't be surprised if she's named RMAC Player of the Year at the end of the season to go along with adding another All-American award to her already crowded trophy case. Yeah, Myles, Abby Rolfe, she's the catalyst for this team.
Absolutely. With her, Carissa Price, Brandy Farley, these three should take this team to the next level.
Yeah, with all that horsepower going, they could go anywhere.
Absolutely. And still to come on the show, our men's soccer team brings back the defensive line that will give offenses a lot of trouble this season. But coming up next, the volleyball team took home the RMAC title last year in grand fashion. So come on back to see if they can keep that hardware in downtown Denver for another season.
The Roadrunner Review is brought to you by its proud sponsors, Panorama Orthopedics and Spine Center. From sports injuries to spine injuries to total joints for arthritis, they are in your neighborhood caring for your injuries. Located at 3 convenient locations, Golden, Littleton, and Thornton.
Thanks for coming back. Now it's time to look at our women's volleyball team, who is the 2013 RMAC Conference Tournament champions. As always, led by Coach Debbie Hendricks into her 15th year.
Yeah, Myles, the team has been in the NCAA tournament 14 years in a row, and they're looking to make it 15 this year. Last November, Metro State Volleyball got hot at the right time and had a magical run that resulted in an RMAC championship.
You know, we weren't going to be the same team at the beginning of the year as we were going to be by the end of the year, and it was more true than I realized. We were just put it all together, came together at just the right time last year. We were hot late, and that's fun. That makes for a fun year.
It's a lot of fun getting to that point. You know, we've had a lot of memories, a lot of laughs.
This year, Coach Debbie Hendricks and her players will look to carry over last year's success and has the ammunition to do so with 8 upperclassmen returning to the squad.
I think it's fantastic, you know, and despite the fact that we have some really good young kids, it takes them a while to get used to the system and the speed of the game at this level, and it's nothing like returners, just being able to come in with that kind of experience under their belt.
One of those 8 upperclassmen returning is senior outside hitter and preseason All-RMAC Lauren Chiano, who's looking to build off a stellar junior season.
I feel like I need to be more consistent, put more balls away, obviously, because we're missing another big hitter out there. And if anything, just play the same. It's like my senior year, if anything, play for like the team and like my year.
One of this squad's strengths is the wall of middle blockers that includes Vasate Fiatoa, Julia Dorsey, and Kylie Hoagland, who look to cause havoc on opposing teams.
I'm not going to say how good we are, but I think we're really competitive and there's no set positions, and so we're going to work hard and push each other.
The Roadrunners are picked to finish 4th in the RMAC preseason poll. They have higher aspirations, including a return to the NCAA tournament.
It's obviously we're 4 practices in, but I like what I see right now. I like the work that was done this summer. And so I think a lot of it depends upon how well we come together as a team and have a singleness of purpose, but I think we could go pretty far.
In the RMAC preseason poll, the team is picked to finish 4th behind Colorado Mines, Colorado Mesa, and Regis.
Absolutely, Davey. This team should be pretty good. And they start their season on September 5th in San Diego for the Seaside Invitational. But before all that, let's bring back Lennox Williams, and he's going to get you to know our players a little better.
Thanks, guys. The teams are looking good this year. But how much do we really know about the player themselves? I had the privilege of speaking with Betty Van Lip in this month's edition of Player Profile. Hi, my name is Lennox Williams with Metro State Broadcasting Network. I'm here with Betty Van Lip, senior setter for your Metro State volleyball team. So Betty, you're a senior. How fast has it went by?
Extremely fast. I never thought I would be here. You're always the underclassmen kind of looking up being like, oh my gosh, I still have forever and this is gonna go so slow, but I honestly cannot believe that I'm here already.
Okay, so you're a native of Idaho. You spent 1 year down in Salt Lake City playing volleyball. So what brought you to the Red and Blues?
Well, they were looking at me before I made my decision to go to Salt Lake, and I didn't like it in Salt Lake, so I contacted Coach Hendricks about halfway through my freshman year at Salt Lake, and I was like, I don't like this. I'm still interested in your program, and so she came down, scouted me out a little bit, and then we had a chat, and I took a visit, and I just fell in love with the place.
So how has it been then?
Oh, it's been great. I love Denver. I actually want to live here. My family's not too happy about that, but yeah.
Okay, so you're majoring in human performance and sports. What you want to do with that right there, and what would be your dream job?
I actually would like to train a college team, a college athletics team, just some kind of sports team. I'm actually going to go back to school to get a degree in dietetics.
Oh, nice.
So, and then my dream job would be working with people with eating disorders.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you are a 3-year letter winner in basketball. Let's put basketball aside. Let's put volleyball aside. What kind of sports would you be playing?
What kind of sport? Probably softball or soccer. I played both all through high school, and I ran track a little bit, did a little swimming, pretty much did it all. So
jack of all trade, huh?
Yeah.
So whenever you go on the road, what do you like to eat, or what places do you go to get a quick bite?
When we're on road trips and stuff. Sandwiches are a really big thing. Subway almost twice every trip.
Well, thank you very much. I'm Lennox Williams from Metro State Broadcasting Network.
Thanks, Lennox. Yeah, Davey, it's really good to see those players off the court. We get to see them on the court, and it's strictly game mode.
Oh yeah, we always have a lot of fun filming those player profiles. It's great to know them, and we'll show you more as the season goes along.
Are you a college student that needs a place to live? Are you still living with your parents and want your own space? The Regency Student Housing is perfect for you. The community offers many amenities such as a fitness center, 2 basketball courts, big screen amphitheater, all-you-can-eat dining hall, bowling alley, arcade, free parking, and a shuttle to and from the Auraria campus. For more information, please call 303-477-1950 or visit our website at regencystudenthousing.com.
Some students come to Metropolitan State University of Denver to find their future. Others look to sharpen their current skills. In the case of David Thibodeau, it was both. Our faculty helped fuel his entrepreneurial spirit while encouraging him to pursue his personal passions. These 2 talents came together in Ska Brewing Company, which he co-founded in 1998 in Durango and is considered one of the top up-and-coming Colorado companies.
The Roadrunner Review would like to thank its sponsors, Jason's Deli. Real food is fresh, higher quality, more flavorful, less processed, and naturally better tasting. Get real food at any Jason's Deli location. And the Boulder Broker Inn, a proud partner and preferred hotel for Metro State Athletics.
Welcome back. We're still treading along here on the Roadrunner Review. Now it's time to look at our men's soccer team, who is picked to finish 4th in the conference, behind Regis University, Colorado Mesa, and Colorado School of Mines.
Yeah, the team features Danny Rubla and Pierce Galan, who are both on the All-RMAC preseason team, and they look to be key cogs in Coach Ken Parsons' machine. We welcome back our own Lennox Williams to tell us more.
Thanks, guys. Coach Parsons is entering in his 11th season here at Metro State. Although last year was a cause for concern, it was only a speed bump for the squad, who is looking to make a long tournament run in the RMAC. The men's soccer team started off the 2013 season on the right foot. They began the season with an 8-2-3 record and was in line for the top seed in the conference tournament. They lost the last 3 games of the season, including a tough loss to Fort Lewis in the playoff.
I think we went on 6 or 7 games undefeated for a bit, and then, legs started getting tired mentally and physically. So, I think that's we just need to plug that in the end this year.
One positive aspect from last season was Metro bringing back a young but an experienced backline that looked even better this season.
We got 3 of the back 4 coming back. We got a lot of players coming back in key position.
Goalkeeper Keegan Ann is one of the senior leaders on the squad. He hopes to use his ability in front of the net to keep opposing offenses off the score sheet.
As long as everybody does their job, I think we'll be okay. It's not about necessarily being that spearhead leader, so long as I take care of my role.
While the defense looks to be a key strength, the offense is looking for key contributors to put the ball in the back of the net.
I think we got plenty of guys. Obviously we have Dustin Berg back, who's looked very good. We brought Josh Belfridge in for the spring.
Preseason all-conference striker Danny Arubla is hoping for a bounce-back season after recording only 14 points in 2013.
I learned this year that I need to work hard and not come into the season expecting things will be given to me, and basically come every training ready to work, and that every starting spot is there for the taking.
The Roadrunners are picked to finish 4th in the RMAC, but junior midfielder Pierce Gallant think Metro can do well with the cohesiveness of both the offense and the defense.
I think this team has very high potential. Bringing a lot of new players, I think they'll all make a good impact on the team itself and on this season.
For the Roadrunner Review, I am Lennox Williams. We mentioned Arubla's struggle in his sophomore season, so let's take a closer look at his numbers. You will see in his freshman campaign that he exploded on the scene, scored 13 goals, and added 7 assists. But in year 2, Arubla only started 14 games, while his shots and goal percentage dipped to 33% from 45. We expect the Arizona native to burst back onto the scene in 2014. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lennox. Danny Arubla had a great preseason, scoring 8 goals.
Yeah, and that defense looks sharp as well, only allowing 2 goals and 270 minutes of action.
Absolutely. They start their season on September 7th versus Hawaii Pacific in non-conference action. Stay with us. Coming up on the show, we still have some big news about our men's basketball team.
And the celebration is on for Mike Dunlap.
The Skyhawks celebrate a second national title in program history.
And the winner of the 2006 Harlan Hill Trophy as Division II College Football Player of the Year is Danny Woodhead from Chadron State. ASU, ASU, ASU.
What do we got?
I'm Brandy Farley, senior forward for Metro State Women's Soccer.
Ball gets centered into the box, header and into the net. Brandy Farley, and that'll be the hat trick. What a day for Brandy Farley.
And you're watching Roadrunner Review. Get rowdy.
Thanks for coming back here to the Rotary Review. Well, David, our fall sports are about to kick off, but you know what? It's never the off-season for our men's basketball team.
Oh, that's the truth. And head coach Derek Clark is always looking to get his team better. In doing so, he's got 4 former Roadrunners earn pro contracts after their time here at Metro is done. Our Kermit Ball has more.
Everyone knows the name of Brandon Jefferson.
This to the right wing, stops there, behind the back, now crosses over. Pull-up jumper, it's contested.
From breaking numerous records at Metro State to winning the RMAC's Player of the Year award to being named the National Player of the Year, the former men's basketball superstar now takes his talents across the pond to play for the KTP basketball team in Kotka, Finland.
It still really hasn't hit me yet that I'm really a pro now. I'm back here at Metro trying to get my last little workouts in, get the altitude so I can go up there in pretty good shape. But like I said, it really hasn't hit me that I'm a pro. Like, looking back, I used to play around a lot in high school, and I was just happy I got a scholarship here. But then when I started taking the game seriously, I knew I can do and make money playing the game I love.
Jefferson is just one of 4 Roadrunners to ink professional basketball contracts during the summer. Jamal McClurkin will play for the Village Raiders in Austria, Raul Delgado will suit up for the Pioneros in Cancun, Mexico, and Demetrius Miller will play for CS Dynamo Bucharest in Romania. Jefferson is excited to see his Roadrunner brethren playing basketball past their college careers.
We keep in touch. We're all very excited. I mean, we actually shouted each other out on Instagram the other day. We're all excited for each other. I mean, we're one big family.
Playing for one of the best teams in the nation and learning under the tutelage of head coach Derek Clark, Jefferson says the system helps prepare the student athletes for careers beyond Metro State.
The defense end, I mean, at professional level, they like to look for people who can crawl in on defense, that can contain the ball. And on offense, I mean, we're kind of like a loose offense. So, I mean, a lot of pick and roll. As you look in the pro game, there's a lot of pick and rolls, a lot of movement. So that's, I mean, we fit in pretty good.
Jefferson was the top player in the United States and will now have to start all over in a brand new part of the world. But the former Roadrunner has just one thing to say to his new home.
Nadon, Peon, Suo Me.
For the Roadrunner Review, I'm Kermit Ball.
So while the team lost 3 seniors from last year's Final Four team, never fear, Roadrunner fans, this team's always reloaded. Coach Clark and his staff added 4 talented athletes who look to make immediate impact for the 2014-2015 season. Robert Owachu is a 6'9" freshman forward who hails from Spain. He is the lone freshman, while the other 3 are transfers. Zoran Isetovich coming over from Joliet Junior College, where he was an all-region player.
Delonte Dunklin is a 6-foot guard who's all-conference at Saddleback Junior College in California. And Bunama Kita is from the University of South Dakota and stands at 6'10" and should be an anchor for the defense this season. You know, Myles, it's only September, but I can't wait for November to get here to tip off our men's basketball season.
Absolutely, Davey. After the last 2 years making it to the Final Four, I'm definitely looking for a three-peat here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Men's basketball tips off their season November 14th versus Rogers State in Oklahoma. Top plays are coming up next here on the Roadrunner Review.
I'm Carissa Price, senior forward for the Metro State women's soccer team.
Price 10 yards out, sends a shot in over the keeper for the goal. A beautiful goal. Carissa Price, her first goal, gives Metro the 3-1 lead.
You're watching the Roadrunner Review. Get rowdy.
I'm Marie Ipoc, senior midfielder for the Metro State women's soccer team.
Foot on it, Ipoc. Some room, sends it, and the goal. Marie Ipoc has tied this game. She's already got an assist. Now she adds a goal.
And you're watching the Roadrunner Review. Get rowdy.
Final round here on the Roadrunner Review. And now it's time to look at the calendar to get you caught up on all the top games for all of our sports teams. Eric Lansing tells you more.
Thanks, guys. I'm so excited for the fall sports season to finally get underway. So while you should make it out to every Roadrunner game this season, we know that's a difficult task. So let's at least inform you of the top games you need to catch this season. We'll start off with our 16th ranked women's soccer team, who is picked to finish second in the RMAC this season. They'll host those gritty Rangers from Regis, who are picked to finish right behind our runners in the conference. That game will take place under the lights at 7 p.m., so bring those jackets. This one could be chilly. Then a few weeks later, Abby Rolfe, Brandy Farley, and the gang will welcome in the Fort Lewis Skyhawks, who come into the season ranked 24th. Metro State will be looking for redemption after the Hawks defeated our runners in the RMAC tournament last season. And finally, a rematch of the NCAA second round will take place on October 29th, as the 9th-ranked Colorado School of Mines come to town looking for a little revenge after the upset our Roadrunners gave them in Golden last year in the Big Dance. Now for the men who kick off their home conference schedule against Regis University, the team picked to win the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Come see our top-notch defense try to slow down the conference's preseason player of the year in Martin Maven. The Ord Eagles will venture up 6th Avenue to take on our Roadrunners on October 5th. The School of Mines no longer has MLS star Taisho Akindele, but you know this team reloaded in the offseason. On October 26th, it's Metro State versus Fort Lewis, and you know playoff seeding will be at stake in this late-season battle. And now for our volleyball team who hits the road to Alamosa for an early season fight with Adams State. This is a rematch of last season's RMAC tournament final, where your very own Roadrunners prevailed, taking home the championship. Then it's back home at the Rotary Event Center on September 25th, where the Red and Blue will take on Colorado Mesa. Our very own head coach Debbie Hendricks says there's no sleeping on the Mavericks this season. And you can't type up this schedule without the top rivalry in the conference, as Metro State takes on Colorado Mines on November 4th, and these two always end up giving you the most exciting match of the year. Tennis, golf, and cross country also fill up the September schedule, so make sure you check out GoMetroState.com for all the times and dates. Back to you guys at the Rotary Event Center.
Thanks, Eric. Now we'll bring you the top plays segment. But first, there's no plays to show you, so we're going to bring you the top 5 players to watch for the fall season, and they are always brought to you by the Regency. At number 5, we feature Nick Baker, who enters into his senior season for the men's tennis team. The Lee Summit, Missouri native is coming off a season where he was named to the second team all-conference in single play and the third team for doubles. Baker posted an 18-10 single record overall while going undefeated in the RMAC. The 6'1 senior will look to lead the men's tennis team to their first RMAC title since 2008.
Brianna Hemming is the 4th player you should keep a watchful eye on this fall, and you better not blink because the girl can fly. The Kiowa native was tremendous in 2013, earning All-American honors after finishing 7th in the NCAA championships. She was named second team All-Conference last season, and the junior was named to the All-RMAC team this year. Along with Janelle Links battling her in practice, Hemming should have another All-American season.
Player number 3 is Danny Aruba. This guy has a knack for finding the back of the net. After scoring 13 goals in his freshman year, the RMAC took notice and surrounded Aruba with defenders in his sophomore season. But with 8 preseason goals already in the net, the Arizona native will adjust and carry this team on his back through the RMAC playoffs.
Lauren Keano enters her senior season as the rock this team will rely on in 2014. The preseason all-conference right-side hitter looks to improve on her junior season, where she led the team in hitting percentage among outside hitters and 3rd in total kills. What makes this California hitter so dangerous is that she's left-handed, which makes it incredibly difficult for defenders to place themselves in the right positions. Expect another all-conference season for Keano.
And the number 1 player to keep your eyes on this season, All-American midfielder Abby Rolfe. Okay, so it's no surprise the RMAC's preseason player of the year tops our list, and with Farley, Price, Polanco, and Post coming back, Rolfe should have this team right in line for another deep run in the NCAA tournament. This girl has a motor and won't quit, and she will have this team ready to unseat the Colorado School of Mines for the RMAC. Those were the top players to watch out for in the fall sports season, and as always, they're brought to you by the Regency. Well, that's going to do it for this month's edition of the Rotary Review. But remember, check out GoMetroState.com for all your sports needs.
And remember to check out kmetradio.org every Monday from 10:30 to noon as our own Eric Lansing sits down with Metro State coaches and talks everything Metro State athletics. But for Myles Potter, Lennox Williams, Kermit Ball, and Eric Lansing, and the entire Roadrunner Review crew, I'm Davy Burke, and we'll see you next month.